Hey guys, Tarke here, and I'm very happy to say that the next Baeclast will have Chris Wilson on it. This will be at 10:30 UK on the 9th of May. There will be a timer down below, so just convert that into your time zone. And if you can't watch it live, don't worry, it will be on full on YouTube. Now, I have no idea what's going to be in the 318 announcement, which will be on the 5th of May. So, depending on how big the 318 announcement is, will dictate how much time we spend talking about Sentinel League and how much we talk about just Path of Exile in general. If, for example, 318 is like a delve level system, we might spend quite a lot of time talking about it. If it's like another league along the lines of Arch Nemesis, where there's not loads to talk about, we're going to spend a lot more time talking about PoE in general. And obviously, my goal isn't to just retread ground that Ziggy will cover in the Q&A. If you have any questions for Chris yourself, please leave them down below. Do keep in mind, though, with these conversations, Chris isn't that not interested, but like Chris's department isn't going to be very specific balance or very specific mechanical questions. Think more kind of bigger picture philosophy kind of stuff. So rather than asking a question along the lines of why does double corrupting an incursion give this result with this percentage, or why does the skill gem have this level, think more along the lines of we've recently seen a whole new wave of influence items. How happy are you with the current state of items in Path of Exile? Stuff like that, going in from that point of view, I definitely want to talk to Chris quite a lot about the new Pinnacle bosses in 317. I was pretty disappointed with the Pinnacle bosses. I thought the Atlas revamp was really cool. I really liked the Atlas skill tree, but I was pretty disappointed by the Pinnacle bosses themselves. And then furthermore so with just the strength of the Eater Worlds, particularly with the altar nodes, that I'm like, I really don't like doing these bosses, and I'm like always farming these things. So yeah, those are the kind of questions I'm very curious in. If I could like answer the perfect thing, I would love to know kind of GGG's goals with Path of Exile over the next year, kind of get a sort of scope for the major things they might want to hit. Is it going to be a situation over the next year that we might get another Flask level kind of rework? Is it going to be much of the same? Will we be getting any more major balance changes? Chris has said in the past that with the massive nerfs that happened in 315, that's opened up the team to crazy power creep when it comes to new items. We're seeing stuff like Omniscience, we're seeing stuff like Mage Blood. We don't know if there's going to be even more big reworks when it comes to new uniques or new chase items. I'm really kind of just curious to get a solid sense of how happy Chris is with the current state of Path of Exile, how successful he thought 317 was, and what's the sort of stuff we can expect over the next year of Path of Exile, because we've just had a massive expansion focused on the end game. What are the points now that Chris feels like needs touching up? And on the back of that, and something that I've seen Tai mention, which is something I also found quite interesting, is we've had this thing of like revamping the axe. I'm someone who quite likes the fact that they're revamping the axe because I quite enjoyed doing the campaign, but a lot of players really don't like doing the campaign. So I'm very curious to see where he is on that whole level of things. And, if we have time, we might even kind of be like, what's happening with hard mode? Don't worry, it's not going to be like a 3-hour podcast of us just talking about hard mode. But I would actually be quite interested in asking Chris if he regrets announcing it the way he did, because that was clearly like, I'm really excited in this side project, and then it took up loads of time, and then it went nowhere. And I also would like to hold Chris up a little bit on the 315 communication. And then this, as far as I'm aware, is the first GGG appearance in 3 leagues. But anyway, it should be interesting. It should be fun. Let me know the sort of things you'd like to ask Chris. And also, you don't just have to tell me. I know that Rise, Niggy, Octavian, and Ziggy have been talking to the members of their community. They've been collecting their own questions. We've also been talking to other content creators behind the scenes. So yes, see you all on the 9th, and I guess see you all before that for the Sentinel reveal on the 5th. Really hope they're introducing something cool. It's quite interesting having one of these podcasts lined up while not knowing what the 318 announcement's going to be, so that should be interesting. But yes, I'm Tarke. Have a good day. Bye-bye.